Welcome to Women Unleashed, the empowering space where I dive deep into the world of women's health and fitness, relationships, navigating trauma, and the journey of life. My name is Dom at Defined by Dom on Instagram, and each episode I will discuss a range of topics that matter the most to women. There's no limits to the discussions I will touch on, so get ready and join me for some juicy episodes. Hey everyone, so I'm back with another episode of Women Unleashed. Today I am actually on my own. I'm recording this episode from Dubai. Yes, I am back. After 9 months of living in Spain, I am back in Dubai. But I won't go into as to why I'm here. We can save that for another episode. Despite that, I am here. Dubai is like my second home, really. Actually, no, I'm lying. I don't have a home. I am a traveller. I'm a globetrotter. I do not have a home. But yeah, Dubai is just one of them places that I always kind of come back to. My friends are here. It's a nice atmosphere. There's sun. Like, I just like it here. Like, who wouldn't, you know? But today's episode, I wanted to kind of make it a little bit more inspirational and motivational and tell you my story of how and why I quit my full-time job as a nurse to start my own business. So obviously, having a nursing job is a really nice, stable job, and it's something that I always wanted to do ever since I was a kid. When my little sister was born, she was born prematurely, and that's kind of what motivated me to be a nurse. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And you know what? I pursued that dream from a young age. I've always been that way. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. So I pursued that dream of becoming a nurse. And you know what? I loved it. I loved working as a nurse with little premature babies. I worked there for 3 years on the neonatal unit. But, you know, working shifts, working weekends, working Christmas, New Year's, and not getting paid a right lot and getting piss taken out of you, basically, for the job that you do just wasn't for me. And I knew I wasn't made for this. I always wanted to have my own business. I always wanted to kind of work for myself. And yes, although I wanted to be a nurse when I was younger because, you know, like it inspired me, I think every path has a meaning, and the nursing path led me to another path in life that then led me to another path in life, you know. So everything happens for a reason, and you just need to trust the process and not focus on as to why things are happening. So obviously I worked there for 3 years on the neonatal unit, and I kind of got to a stage where I was like, right, I need something new. I'm a Gemini. I like to have new projects. So I thought, right, well, what else can I do that's my own business in the nursing industry? So I decided to go into doing some aesthetics training. So your fillers, your Botox, your skincare, that sort of thing. I then opened my business alongside of that. So I did Adriana Aesthetics in the UK. I opened my own clinic, did that for a good 2 years, you know, alongside my nursing job. So I was doing both of them, that side hustle. Meanwhile, I had the main income from the nursing job, and I loved it. You know, it was such a nice feeling seeing people come to me and be like, oh my God, I love my face. I love my lips. I love my Botox. I feel so confident. Like, I've always been about improving people's confidence. And I think that comes from me, myself, that when I was younger, I never felt amazing, and I was always striving to be better and be more confident. And I feel like helping others feel that way makes me feel better as well. And at the time, whilst I was doing my aesthetics, I was still going through my competitive season is what I meant. I was still going through my competitive season. So I actually started competing in 2019. So it was something that was ongoing. Like, I was always into my training, always into my fitness, really, really enjoyed that. And I thought, you know what, like, people are asking me left, right and center, oh, can you help me with my nutrition? Can you help me with my training program? Can you PT me? So I thought, you know what? Why not? Let's take on another job. Why don't we, Dom? Because you haven't already got enough. So I decided to then PT alongside, you know, and just do plans for people here and there. And again, it's helping. I think that's just my nature. I like to help people. Nursing, I'm helping people. Aesthetics, I'm helping feel confident. Training people in fitness, making people feel confident. That is what my nature is. I like to make people feel good. So I decided to kind of take on the fitness side of things and go into PTing people and coaching again alongside of everything else that I was doing. I wasn't putting my eggs into one basket. I was kind of dipping my toes in the water, see what I enjoyed. And not long after COVID hit, so obviously all the gyms were shut, nobody was able to do anything, and the NHS was under so much pressure. I was working stupid shifts, we were understaffed, it was super dangerous, wearing the stupid gear, getting moved from ward to ward. And during that stage, I was thinking, what am I doing? I am in charge of people's lives, putting my life at risk, getting paid buttons and not getting a thank you. I remember actually, I think we got a little medal through, right? Which I'm not ungrateful for, but not going to do anything with it. And I think as a thank you, the NHS gave us 4 hours holidays, 4 hours holidays, right? Let me just put this into perspective. A shift is 12 hours. Okay, you're doing a 7 while 7 shift. Who's going to let you go 4 hours early? So we were never getting these 4 hours back. It just wasn't happening. So it was like a thank you, but no thank you kind of thing, you know? And obviously during the pandemic, we were under a lot of pressure. And I think everybody was just in a really, really bad place. And I got to a stage where I just didn't enjoy going to work. And it wasn't because of COVID happening. I wasn't anxious about that. That never actually worried me. It was more so the people and the environment that you're working in. Everybody became so toxic and at each other. The stress levels were high. And I was just coming into work miserable. And I just wanted to cry all day, every day. And I was like, this is not for me. This is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. That was like the turning point for me, okay? And I thought, right, I need to move forward from this and do something completely different. I've got my different business ventures. I'm just going to take the risk and just quit my job. So I thought, you know what? Let's do it. I'm not here for the fear-mongering, depressing UK. Like, I got to a stage where UK just wasn't for me anymore. And I'm obviously originally not from the UK anyway, but I was lucky enough to be brought up there and I had a great upbringing in the UK, which I'm really grateful for. But the society in the UK is very different, very fear-mongering. You know, the things that we see on the news is just not for me. Like, I'm all about being positive and positive energy and everything else like that. So that just was not for me. So I thought, you know what? It's still COVID. I'm going to move to Dubai. Now, what normal person thinks I'm going to fly in the middle of the pandemic? That was me. Everyone was like, you can't fly. All flights are off. I'm like, well, I'm at the airport right now. So please tell me I can't fly when I'm flying right now. So you know what? I just decided to take that risk and go to Dubai. A few of my friends were there already. Not a lot of people. I didn't really have a job. Well, I didn't have a job. I quit my job. I moved out of my house. I sold my car, sold my belongings and packed up 2 cases and I just went. No plan of action, nowhere to really work. I didn't have anywhere to work, just a bit of savings behind me. And that's it. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to see what happens. So I lived on my savings for a few months until I actually decided what I wanted to do. And eventually I did get a job in an aesthetics clinic in Dubai, which was awful, by the way. I would never recommend. So, but while I worked on my online coaching business with my fitness, because obviously that's where my love lies, I thought I need some sort of income. So my savings, I lived off for a while. And then I was like, right, I still need a bit of income. So I did bits here and there. Until I built up my coaching business. And you know what? People are often scared to take a risk and do something scary. But if you don't do it, you won't get that opportunity. And then great things won't appear. Like, you need to take that risk. You need to push yourself out of your comfort zone to make things happen. Things never happen when you're comfortable and when you're just sitting there chilling. Like, what businessman has ever done well from just sitting there chilling, thinking, oh yeah, this will all work out? No, you have to take those risks. You have to think outside the box. You have to think, fuck it. And whatever happens, happens. And what's the worst that can happen? You go back to your old ways and that is it. And even then you start again and again and again and again until you get where you need to be. Like, personally, I find that putting myself under pressure makes me, 1, work harder, and 2, makes it more exciting, because you're not thinking, oh, I'm so safe, everything's so good. Like, you're like, no, I need to survive. And your body goes into that survival mode. Like, you're like, right, I need to make money. I need to live. I want this. I want that. And if you've got big enough goals, you will do anything and everything it takes to get there. If you are that sort of person. So if you're currently sitting at home and you're thinking, I hate my life, I hate my job, do something about it. Do something about it, and your future self will thank you for that. That's my little inspirational quote for you today. But yeah, I mean, like I said, myself, Like, what is the worst that could happen? Like, yes, I quit my full-time job. Yes, I moved out house. Yes, I sold my car and my belongings. Yes, I traveled to a foreign country completely on my own, not knowing what I was doing. But what is the worst that could happen? I fail and I have to move back home, work as a nurse again. I won't be homeless. You've always got your parents or friends, family. There's always somebody that will have you. You won't be jobless. You can always apply for a job. There's thousands of jobs going. And these two things will always be there for everybody. So don't worry about failing, because it's not going to make you any worse of a person. If anything, it'll make you stronger. But in my case, I knew I wasn't going to fail. It's not in my nature. That's not me. And even if I did, I'd just keep going until I got where I needed to, like with anything in life. And when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Okay. So I said I was going to quit my nursing job, move countries, and I did just that. And I haven't done nursing since, which is really sad. I do really, really miss it. But it's one of them things where you do it or you don't. You do it and you risk it, and you potentially have that could be potentially the best decision of your life, or you keep going in your normal day-to-day life. And for me, I wasn't happy doing that. I needed to move. I needed to quit that lifestyle that just wasn't for me. So I took the risk. I did it, and I kept going until I got where I wanted to be. And even now, this place that I am in now, I always wanted to be in. I always dreamed of this place, to be independent, to have my own business and to travel. And I was like, once I get this, I'll be happy. I'm not. I want more. I want more. I want more. And that's normal. We always strive for more. I'm not saying it's always the best way, because at some point we need to just accept that we're happy. Yes, I'm happy, and yes, I'm grateful for what I have now, but I'm always striving to do better and to improve myself and to be a better person. Anyway, I feel like I've gone off on a bit of a tangent here. Going back to Dubai. So obviously Dubai wasn't a cheap place. And I burnt through my savings pretty quick, especially with it being a very social place. So me and my friends were always out, meeting new people, going out, like things aren't cheap either. So I burnt through my savings pretty quick. And that's when I was like, right, I had a bit of a moment of doubt in myself. I was like, things aren't moving the way I want them to move. I thought, right, this is a worse day. I feel like I'm failing. But the people around me were just doing so well as well. Everybody here is just so motivated and doing super well. And I was looking around and I was thinking, why am I not doing as well? Like, you need to look at it this way. You could put yourself and be the best of the worst, or you could be the worst of the best. Like, which one would you rather be? Because I would rather be the worst of the best and work my way up and learn from the ones above me. Because what if you are at the best of the worst people, you can't progress. You're not going to get any better. If anything, people could pull you down, or you can just stay and maintain where you are. Whereas if you are the worst of the best, you look up to the people around you and you work your way up and you become better and better and better. And I was like, I need to change my mindset. I really need to think differently and just not give up. But what I'm trying to say here, that taking risks, making tough decisions isn't always going to be easy. And it may not always be the right decision, but you always have to try, and you won't know unless you try. So, I decided to take the risk because I wanted to know the rewards and whether it was worth it. And in business, you can't be successful without taking risks. It's just not how it works. And, 3 years later, I have 3 successful businesses. I'm traveling the world. I am loving my life. It's just, I was in your place before. I was you. I was there working my normal job, whether it's a 9 till 5, whether you're a nurse. And I was doing the everyday shit, same thing, different day. And I had enough. But you need to pick up the courage to say, I am done with this. I am taking the next step in my life to better myself, to do something different, to take the risk. Because 5 years from now, you're still going to be in the same place unless you take the risk. If you feel like you hate your job right now, or you hate your boss, or you want to take the risk but you're scared, do it. Make a decision. Do something small. Maybe don't quit your job without having a backup like I did. Maybe start a side hustle. Work on that alongside of it. And yes, you might be tired from your normal job. And yes, you might have to work extra hours. And yes, you might be tired. Yes, you might not have time to go out and see your friends. But this is what you need to sacrifice to make a successful business and to make a good life for yourself. 5 years of hard work is 20, 30, 40 years of reward after that. So if you really hate your life that much, and if you really hate your job that much, I advise you to go do something that will change that for you, because you will still be in the same place 5 years from now if you don't make that risk and if you don't make that decision. I'm telling you that right now. In terms of business, obviously I've got my full-time coaching business, and then I've got my aesthetics business that I run part-time as well. And then I've started another venture with Monet, a hair care product, which again is another side hustle that just brings me income. And that is something that you can literally run alongside of anything that you do, because it doesn't require you to be anywhere. You can do it from your phone, from your laptop, anywhere in the world. You don't need to physically do anything other than speak to people to kind of promote products. So if you want something that's new and you don't know where to start, drop me a message and I'm more than happy to help you and advise you on this, because I want as many people to be as happy and have freedom as possible, because it's just a nicer life. Why should we be obliged to work for somebody else, to follow somebody else's rules, when you can make your own rules? Because that is life. That is life, and that's what we want from life. What does everybody want? Whatever I ask you right now, let me ask you one question. What is one thing you really want from life? If you could have one thing in this world, what would it be? For me, it would be freedom. To have freedom. For some people might say money, but money again leads to freedom. If you have money, you have freedom. If you have money, you can do anything. So if you have freedom, you can literally do anything. So I advise you today to go back this evening, sit down and have a think how you can better your life. If there's a project that you've been thinking of starting, start it now. 2024 is the year for change. 2024 is the year for making new decisions, for taking risks, for making your life a better place. So I 100% advise you to do this. If there's a hobby that you enjoy, why don't you turn it into business? There are so many different ways and avenues that you can go down to do this. I feel like that was a very in-depth episode and very deep and hopefully motivational and inspiration for you all, because a lot of people say to me, oh, you're so lucky to have this life. I'm not lucky. I did not get given this life. Bitch, nobody gave me this life. I got this for myself. I built this for myself. I hit an all-time low. I hit a really dark place a few years ago, and I was like, enough is enough. And I was lucky enough to have people around me who supported me, who helped to bring me up, and who helped me with business to put me where I am now, and I want to be this person for you. I want to be this person who helps you, because I know what it feels like to be in a place where you're not happy with your job, you're not happy with your life, and you want better. So don't ever think and look at other people and think, wow, they're so lucky, I wish I had their life. They are not lucky. They were probably in your place, if not worse, but they took a risk, they made it work, and so can you. So today is the day that I want you to make a change in your life. Start now. Don't wait till tomorrow, start now. But that is kind of my inspirational story of going from full-time nurse to entrepreneur in the space of a few years, and I'm still bettering myself and still always looking to improve. And I'm not saying I'm the best of the best. I'm not. I'm just telling you my story of how it started and how it's going. And the way forward is entrepreneurship. And, if that's what you're here for, then that's what you want. So yeah, thank you very much for listening and tuning in, guys. It was really, really nice to kind of chat to you about this, because I often get people asking in-depth questions. So I hope that answered quite a bit. And this is your sign to start now. And I'll catch you in the next episode.